Hello and welcome to Math Lessons with Linda. Today's topic is how to write a quadratic equation in standard form using 3 points. Here are the 3 points we'll use today: -1, -3, 2, 0, and 3, 13. We are looking for a quadratic equation that's in standard form that contains those 3 points. This is what standard form looks like. So what we need to have to fill in to get our equation is we've got to solve for the A, the B, and the C. To do that, we're going to use each of these 3 points to create an equation that has A, B, and C for the unknowns. And we'll have a system of 3 equations that we will use, and we'll be able to solve and get these values. So recalling that each of these points is an x, y, I'm going to plug in the x and the y 3 different times, and then I will get my equation. So my first equation is going to be -3, that's the y, equals the x squared, which is going to be +1, so I get a. Then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to plug in -1 for this x, so -1 times b is a minus b. And then the c is just a constant. Let's separate this. I'm going to do the same thing for the next 2 points. Y equals, so 0 equals, I'm going to square the 2, so 4a. Then I have an x times the b, so 2b plus c again. And the last one, y equals, is 13 equals 9a. Then I will have a plus 3b and then plus c. So notice how all of these are just a 1c. That's going to be our easiest variable to eliminate. So I'm going to start off with that. I think what I'm going to do first is let's take these bottom 2 equations, and I think I'll leave the 13 equals 9a plus 3b plus c by itself. And I'm going to multiply this equation through by a -1. So that doesn't change my 0, but I'll get -4a minus 2b minus c. And if I keep my other equation the same, when I go through and I add them together, my c's are canceling out. I have 13, then I get a 5a, and I get a plus 1b. I'm going to star this because I'm going to need to go back to this equation later and use it to solve for A and B. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose 2 different equations to combine together and get rid of the C. I think I'm going to keep my 13 equals 9a plus 3b plus c. And then we'll have to use the other equation at the top, and we'll multiply that through by a -1. So I'll end up with a plus 3 equals a minus a plus b, and a minus c. So again, I'm getting these c values to cancel out. So I end up with 16, I have 8a, and then I have 4b. So star that somewhere on your paper so that you know that these are the 2 equations I now need to work with. Okay, so let's go back and start again with those 2 equations. So I've got 13 equals 5a plus b, and I've got 16 equals 8a plus 4b. So it looks like to me the easiest one to eliminate is going to be this b term. And I think I'm going to multiply through by -4. I'm going to get these to cancel out. So I'm going to have 13 times -4, that's -52, equals -20a minus 4b. I'm going to keep my other equation the same because I want these b terms to cancel out. So when I do that, now I'm going to add these terms together. So I get -36 equals -12a. So it looks like my a is going to be a +3. So I've got my first coefficient is going to be a 3. Let's go back to one of these equations and substitute in our a, and we'll find our b value. So 13 equals 5 times 3, plus b. So 13 equals 15 plus b. And if I subtract 15, I get my b value is -2. I just have one more left. So let's go back to one of our original equations that we started with. I think I'm going to go to the 0 equals. So I'm going to get 4 times a, so 4 times 3, plus I had in that one 2 times -2. And then if I combine terms, 12 minus 4 plus c. 12 minus 4 is 8. So when I solve for c, I get c equals -8. So we have our 3 values. So now I need to plug those in so that it is in standard form. So y equals, my a was 3, so it's a 3x squared. My b was a -2, so it's -2x. And my c was -8. So here is my quadratic equation. If you have a graphing calculator or a graphing app on your phone, if you plug in this equation and graph it, you'll see the parabola. And if you go to your table of points, you should see these 3 points appear. And that's how it tells you that you got the correct equation that matches those points. And that's how we write an equation in standard form with 3 points.